there is always some drama on YouTube. And I love it. I live for it because y'all know I worked really hard to make my life quiet. To make my life quiet and peaceful. And I don't really do well with a whole bunch of noise and gerby gerb and I don't do well with that. So I do very well by myself. Leave me alone. But I do love watching other people's tea. Especially it's like celebrity tea or something like that. I love watching that. So YouTube, stay with some tea. And I've told you about Jeffree Star and I've told you about some of the other players before. But what I didn't tell you guys is that it's continuous. And it's this one specific community called the beauty community that a lot of this goes in on. But it's not just the beauty community, it's also the commentary channels, the tea channels, or the drama channels as we call them. So I'm going to tell you guys about the YouTube tea that's going on right now. But first, I'm Queen Real, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody who might like it too, and don't forget, drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read 2 of my favorite positive comments from previous videos, and one of them may actually be yours. So, the drama. Let me tell you about the drama. Oh, by the way, if you want to get a reading done, please email me. I got your back. Now, the drama. The drama is so funny, right? So, like I said, the beauty community has a lot going on. And it's not all of the members of the beauty community because I learned how to do my makeup watching the YouTube beauty community. So it's not everybody. Some people just do makeup. They do cute little makeup looks and they show you how to blend and that kind of thing. But then there's the more problematic people in the beauty community. And one of those people is Tatiana Westbrook. Now, Tatiana Westbrook is an Aquarius. So she wasn't somebody who got into a lot of drama. She didn't get into drama until she started hanging with that Scorpio, Jeffree Star. And then she started hanging with him. And then, boom, next thing you know, it was Dramageddon. That's the nickname of it, Dramageddon. So anyway, so we have Tatiana Westbrook. Now, on the other hand, I told you about the drama channels. The drama tea channels or commentary channels are channels that just talk about what's going on. They talk about what's going on in the world. They talk about what's going on with other YouTubers. They talk about pretty much anything that is news, and they do it in like a humorous way or a gossipy kind of way. And nobody's a real journalist, so they just tell little stories that are public record or you see on Google or stuff like that. Well, one of those channels, one of those drama channels is called Without a Crystal Ball. And when I first came across this channel, I came across this channel like about 6 months ago. And when I first came across it, I thought the name was very clever. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Because you go, oh, no, I got crystal balls. So I thought that was cute, Without a Crystal Ball. So I was like, okay. So you're without your divination tool. Okay. I thought it was a cute little pun on the words. It was sweet. So, and also she's a drama commentary channel. So it's like, okay, I'm getting all this information without a crystal ball. So I thought it was cute. I started to watch her show and very quickly realized that I didn't like the way it went. I didn't like the way it felt. I didn't like the vicious attacks that she would do on people. And this is just from what I witnessed. She would just get her hooks into a person, a public figure or whoever the case was. At this point, it was a person here on YouTube who had made some awful decisions. And she got her hooks into this person and just kept talking about this person, making video after video after video. It became really obsessive and it made me uncomfortable. So I unsubscribed from her channel and I was like, I'm gonna leave that alone. Scorpio, she's another Scorpio. So I was like, I'm gonna leave that alone. Maybe me and her just need to not mesh. And then the other day, I'm watching my favorite YouTube channel, which is called Deaf Noodles, by the way. If you have never seen Deaf Noodles, check out that channel. The guy's name is Dennis, and he is hysterical. It's a comedy channel. It's not a serious channel at all. He just talks about funny things. Every once in a while, a serious topic, but for the most part, just making fun, kind of comedy. So I was watching one of his videos, and he mentioned that he got some tea that he was talking about in his video from her. And I was like, uh-oh. Thinking like, uh-oh, I remember her. And then right after that, people started to make videos that Tatiana Westbrook, the lady I said from the beauty community, the Aquarius with all that drama, was suing her. And I could see why. Remember, I told y'all how she would get her hooks into somebody and just go in. Well, come to find out from me looking at other people's videos, that's what she did with Tati. She dug her hooks into her, started digging into her past. She tried to get her birth certificate. She was digging up information on her husband, looking up information on her sisters and her mom, or her father, who were not public figures. I mean, she was just going in to a level of obsessiveness, and it was scary. And apparently, Tatiana heard about this, and she sent her four four cease and desist letters before she actually put in this lawsuit. And I was just like, four? I would not need four cease and desist letters to stop talking about somebody, That first one, I would have been like, okay, well, I've crossed the line here, so it's time to move on. But she didn't. She kept going and even bragged on her show about how she got four. That's how I found out she got four. She said it on her own show and told everybody, oh, I got four cease and desist letters. They're not going to sue me. Ha, ha, ha. And just kind of brushed it off. 6 months later, she got smacked with a $5 million lawsuit. So a lot of you might want to know more about this. It's so many videos out there that go through the lawsuit. Some people have the actual lawsuit. There's a channel, a woman, her name is Emily D. Baker. Emily D. Baker is basically, I think she's a lawyer. She's a prosecutor, I think she was, or a litigator or something like that. But anyway, she got a hold of the lawsuit and went through it step by step and explained what exactly happened here. And what I thought was interesting was that Without a Crystal Ball, whose name is Katie Joy, that's her actual name, Katie Joy Paulson. I thought it was interesting that she said that this was a freedom of speech issue. And she said, that this is not this lawsuit has no merit, and it's a freedom of speech issue, and all of us as YouTubers should be afraid because this could be any one of us. But I felt like, yeah, but we're not all obsessively harassing people and digging into their backgrounds. Like when I come talk to you guys about a famous Aquarius or a situation or something like that, I don't go buying they public records and paying for their background checks and trying to get a clearance. I don't do all that. I go to Google and I go to YouTube. I look at what videos are out there and I look at what Google has. I don't dig into their past. She's supposedly, allegedly, because remember, all this is alleged. When somebody does a lawsuit, everything in the lawsuit is alleged until proven. So that person can say she did anything under the sun in the lawsuit, and then the judge can say, oh, I don't see grounds for this. This didn't really happen. This is fraudulent. But the stuff that they're talking about, like I've heard her say herself, like the birth certificate. They said she was talking to somebody's neighbor. Why are you calling somebody's neighbor to get tea on them to report on your channel? She made 40 videos about this woman, 40. And it hasn't even been 2 years. It's been like 18 months. She's made 40 videos about this woman, not to mention the going live streaming, all kinds of stuff. And I found out from looking at all these videos that it's all these YouTubers that she's either threatened or done something to. And it was like YouTuber after YouTuber making videos about how she's threatened them, how she's done something to them. And it's like whole groups of people. Like the lawyer for Tatiana Westbrook has been on Twitter, and people have been coming to him and giving him stuff. They've been giving him information about this woman. People have been downloading, her videos and stuff that she's done. And she's done multiple things to multiple people. And I'm like, damn, it's only been 18 months and you've created, you've done all this to all these people in 18 months. They said that she was making fake accounts, like making up fake Twitter names and, fake addresses. And she even admitted, they have like her admitting that she does this and that she has trolls that, go and attack people for her and things like that. And I was just looking like, this is really real Scorpio energy, like that viciousness, that vindictiveness. And I was just like, just looking, and I just feel like when she said it was a freedom of speech issue and all of us should be leery because we're all going to get sued. And I'm like, but we're not all doing that. We're not all doing that to people. There's a level of decency when you're talking about people and you're saying things about them. You have to, number one, say that things are alleged. That's why I mentioned that, because I'm like, you have to know things are alleged. They have not been proven. She will state things as fact. She said that Tatiana Westbrook's husband murdered his mother to get his inheritance early. This is something that she actually said in a video. And she was telling this to people on YouTube, and people on YouTube are like, oh, because she actually bought. There was a lawsuit that the husband was in a lawsuit with his sister, and she paid for the court records. And I don't think there's any real grounds that he murdered her. This was just her speculation that she stated as facts. So people were thinking like this, these Westbrooks kind of crazy, and the truth is that it's a bunch of, it's not even any evidence, not yet anyway. One of the things that will come out of this lawsuit is there any truth to the things that she said? Because if she's telling the truth, if any of this kind of stuff that, she's talking about, if she can prove it, then they won't be able to prove their case, this $5 million defamation lawsuit. But if they can prove it for a millisecond, this is awful. So another person said to me, well, are you afraid, on YouTube of these kind of things happening? And I said, on YouTube, we have guidelines. And we have to just follow those guidelines. If you want to talk about somebody, you can talk about them, but you can't state things that you don't know are fact as fact. Also, you can't harass people. If somebody asks you to cease and desist, you just cease and desist. Why would you keep harassing people and then laugh about it? Oh, she's not going to sue me. Oh, she's not going to sue me. Oh, they won't sue me. If they were going to sue me, they would have did it by now. And now here we are 6 months later and you're looking at a lawsuit. And for me, I don't even think that Tatiana's an Aquarius. So 9 times out of 10, this isn't about the money. And if she can get the money, which she probably won't get, but because the court can decide how much money it is. So you never know how much it's going to be. But if this, without a crystal ball, is found guilty and has to pay her all this money, they get to decide the court gets to decide how much in this particular case. And I don't think it's really about the money. I think the money would be fine and all, but I really think it's about the principle. I think that it's about the fact that she wants this woman to leave her alone. It's like, you've dug your dirt, you've made your money. She's made money off these videos. They're all monetized. You've made your money, you've dug your dirt, go about your business. Now think about and you guys watch my videos, there's not one person that I talk about over and over and over and over again, except Voldemort. That's the one person you hear me mention often, because that situation was the catalyst for my whole growth. So it's hard to talk about my growth without talking about Voldemort. But even then, I try to be objective. I don't say his name. She will tell people's information. She'll tell how she got information. People have said that she's given out personal information on YouTube. I don't even give names. I call people by their zodiac signs. So the point of the matter is that as you're looking at this, if you guys want to check out the tea, just remember that this is not a freedom of speech issue. This is a harassment issue. That's what this is. When you harass somebody and, keep on putting out there that they're this horrible person, whether or not they're horrible or not, without evidence, you are defaming them. And there's people who said, and they've talked to her lawyer, that they stopped supporting Tati or stopped buying her whatever, because Tati has vitamins and makeup and all kind of stuff. And people were like, well, we stopped supporting her because we heard this channel say these awful things about her and her husband. So I just was like, my goodness. So if you want some good tea, if you want some good tea, put in the search engine "without a crystal ball," and all of these videos will come up. It's so many of them, and the ones by Emily D. Baker are really interesting. Other people mention her too, like other small channels mention her too, but I really liked Emily's breakdown because she actually had the paperwork. I was like, wow. So I feel like on YouTube, it's not like, oh, we all have to worry about being sued. But I think that we all do need to be respectful of each other. We need to stick to things that are pretty much public record, not private information about people. Harassing people should never happen. Making 40 videos about one person is not acceptable. It's just harassment. And, the question is, will she be able to prove it in court? And they said that Tatiana Westbrook, get this, y'all, Tatiana Westbrook hired the same lawyer who took down Arnold Schwarzenegger in a case. So this lawyer has beat the Terminator. Okay? So he's beat him before, and he's also had other high-profile clients. So this man is not playing around. And Katie, I saw some of her tweets, and she was like taunting him. She was trying to tell him what the law is. I'm like, he's a litigator. Why are you trying to tell him what the law is? I think he probably knows. She was telling him that he was breaking the law and he was doing this and that, and she was going to do this to him and that to him. And I'm just watching like, girl, you digging a hole so deep that it's not enough rope. We're not going to be able to find enough rope. And then as far as YouTubers are concerned, so far, like, I think maybe one has supported, really supported her. Most people are just like, nah, she's harassing that girl. And even people who don't like Tati, because Tati has some haters of her own because of the whole Dramageddon that I mentioned in the beginning. Dramageddon caused her to have some haters. So a lot of people aren't even that cool with her, don't even like her that much. But even those people are like, yo, what Without a Crystal Ball is doing is not cool. So I would like to suggest that maybe she should get a crystal ball. I think she should get one. Amazon has them. Amazon has them, and a lot of other people who sell crystals. They're called crystal spheres. Get one. Because I think that if she got a crystal ball, she might have seen this lawsuit coming. And if she had a crystal ball, she might be able to see that some things about her are not right. The things that she does to people, or some of those things are not right. And I know that, nobody's perfect. I have a quite the checkered past. But once I decided to do the right thing, I started to do the right thing. So at any point, you can say, you know what, I'm going to do better. And Katie needs to do better because this is not good at all. This isn't good at all. And she's a mother. Like, this is taken away from your family, you know? You should be, any mother, you know, any of us out here that have children know that something like a lawsuit, the stress, you know, the expense, you know, all of the stuff that's going to come to this is going to affect you and your family. And it's just not worth it to get a story, and not even a story, just some shit you made up from piecing things together. Like, it's just not right. All right, let's check out some positive comments. Let's have a palate cleanser. Ebony Rose says, something that you said in one of your videos, I hate women who cry all the time, made me sit back and think. And I realized that has been me all year. Thank you for the clarity. I needed a wake-up call. You know, I am somebody who cries. I am very in tune with my feelings. I cry a lot, actually. I cry at movies, I cry at songs, I cry all the time. But my thing about it is I don't mind a person, a woman, a man. I think everybody should cry, actually, especially men. I think men should do more crying. But I don't like a woman who sits around boo-hooing and crying, waiting for somebody else. I like strong women. I can't stand a woman that's boo-hooing and crying, waiting for somebody else to take care of her, to feed her, to clothe her, to get things for her, to make her happy, you know? And that just, it really bothers me, probably because it's such a waste of potential. Women are such powerful beings. And to waste your potential just sitting around crying, waiting for somebody to do things for you is not cool. But Ebony, in your case, if you had to cry or do whatever it is you had to do, that's fine. But now that you see, like, okay, I've cried, I've got that energy up, it's time for me to move on. So hopefully you can, you know, you can get yourself together and you can move on, you can heal and move forward. But honestly, when I was talking about people that cry all the time, that is what I was talking about. I was talking about these women who just give their power away, give their lives away. You know, it's like, what are you doing? You know, they're sitting there and they're not happy. They're still not happy. And you're not happy because you're not really doing what your soul wants to do. So, yeah, that's why I don't like that. It just bothers me so much, you know. Emil Jones. Hey, Emil. Emil says, so true. Can't tell you how many guys I've stopped talking to because I didn't like their mentality after I tested them with a scenario or a question. Yeah, some people have really messed up mentalities. And when you're on a first date with them or having a first conversation on the phone, if you ask certain questions and they give really messed up answers, you know, like if you're talking to a man and he gives a misogynistic answer, or you're talking to a woman and she gives some kind of like like Twilight Zone kind of answer, you know. So I was talking about in this video times when Aquarius will test you. So Aquarius will ask you questions to test you to see what your mentality is like. And some people's mentality, for me, turns me off immediately and they don't see me no more. Platonic or lover, or if they're trying to hang out, whatever the case is. Some people's mentality is like, you think like that? You think that's acceptable? Like, some of the things that people think are acceptable are just not. So for an Aquarius, when they hear that, we're gonna like, ugh, you know, if it's a test, that is, we're gonna back up off it, you know. So I agree. A lot of people have said things to me and I was like, like, it just turned my stomach. Have you ever had somebody say something to you and it just turned your stomach? I've had that happen to me and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. All right, guys. Thank you for listening and come back soon because I have a lot more to say. See you later.